I'm going to say something here that's going to be probably rub people the wrong way.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
About time.
Yeah. Ready? Okay. I used to be a really big fan of Colin Kaepernick. Okay. I was a big fan of his because he went to UNR, hometown hero, made it big. And I mean, shit, he took the Niners to the Super Bowl, lost, but still took him to the Super Bowl on his, like one of his rookie years, I think. Great guy. You know, everybody loves him in Reno. Okay. Until he started taking a knee, until he started that, you know, that he wanted to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He wanted to, you know, get his big, huge afro, and he suddenly took an interest in Black Lives Matter. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Black Lives Matter.
I am.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not.
Yeah, you're allowed
that's
to.
Not, I'm not getting into that. I'm going to say what I want to focus on is I want to focus on the fact that he made these changes, he made these shifts, and suddenly he's a social justice warrior, and suddenly he's concerned with the plight of Black men, or he suddenly he has all of this social interests that he never had before. And so I'm like, why is this guy doing this now? And so I went and I did a little bit of research, and I found out that he was seeing Nessa Diab. I don't know if you guys know who Nessa Diab is. She was she was on MTV. She was she's a DJ, I think, or a talk show hostess in New York. 36 years old, well past her age of the wall. Now, I'm not saying she's not bad. You know, she's a good looking girl, but like 36, 37, 38 years old, whatever she is, she is well past that. She's well past the SMP phase or her peak. Okay. He's 29. She's 36. He is way overly invested in her. One of the reasons he lost so much weight and he was unable to play for so long is because he decided to go vegan for her. He started taking interest in her political leanings. He started taking interest in her religious leanings. So suddenly this guy who was raised by two white Christian parents is now leaning towards Islam. And why? Because he was beta enough to change his religion for her. He is beta enough to stop eating meat to appease this woman. Is beta also enough to take a knee because it's going to make him seem that much more endearing to this girl that he has a real hard on for. Now, I also looked on this, and she did exactly the same thing with another basketball player, I think. So she has this history of dating these guys who are, you know, top athletes, I guess, and kind of turning them around against, like, this should be a good example of the Dangerous Woman show when we do that next week. Okay, awesome. She would be a real good example of that, in that she drew him in, and pretty much everything he has done for that's been in the public spotlight has been sort of an act of appeasement for his girlfriend. So I'm wondering if there's not an element like this to what's going on with Terry Crews right now. That's why I was asking, well, what's his wife like, or what's his home situation?
Well, my only question on the Terry Crews thing is, if one of you guys walk up and grab me by the junk, I'm probably going postal on your ass.
Yeah.
I don't understand this whole big, manly, you know, muscular guy letting somebody just grab his junk like that. I just don't fucking get it. Where did that, you know, when did that become, you know, is that just Hollywood? What am I missing?
Grab him right back.
Grab him
back, grab him hard. Don't keep that eye contact.
I think it's just feminism continuing to run its course. You know, if emasculating men and teaching men to tolerate this kind of crap.
Well,
whereas like
it too, right? Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I'm cutting you off.
I was gonna say, like, Tex. So you're right. Tex, you're older, and if someone grabbed your dick, you'd probably punch him in the face instantly. It wouldn't even be a thought, and that's normal and that's rational. So
yeah,
that's because I'm a rational male.
Yeah, exactly.
But I get with Hollywood, for him, that guy grabbing his ass probably was like, if he did anything to him, he would have been blacklisted. Like, I get that, but at the same time, then you can't bitch because you made a choice. My career is more important than this hand on my ass. Just fucking own it. I think that's the part that bugs me about Terry, is that he's trying to have it both ways like a girl does.
Can't do that.
It doesn't really work that way.
Never works that way, man. Ever. And with regards to Colin Kaepernick, and you know, I'm not going to turn this into a fucking, you know, anthem protest podcast, because this thing will go on till fucking tomorrow. But there are always two sides to this. A lot of people, and it's interesting because recently if I can tie this all, Kevin McHale, who used to be the head coach for the Houston Rockets, was spotted holding up a sign at a Trump rally. So everyone jumped on him. Oh, Kevin McHale must be fired, or he must never be able to work in the NBA again, right? So then we had people talking about, well, wait a minute, Kevin McHale can't be punished for his political beliefs because he's exercising free speech. And the people's objection was, well, listen, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. But those same sons of fucking bitches want to turn around and bitch and complain that Colin Kaepernick has been indirectly blackballed by the league. Listen, bro, you made your choice, man. And the thing is this, whether I agree or disagree with the reasons why he knelt for the national anthem is irrelevant. The point is that you can't piss off the customers. That's what it comes down to. And listen, as Americans, we're allowed to have political free zones. Like, if I want Chinese food, I'm not going to a fucking Mexican restaurant, right? Like, I'm not going to do that. We're allowed to have political free zones. So when people want to say, okay, well, we're going to go after Trump, or we're going to go after the NFL for this new anthem policy, nah, man. Like, this is totally legit. Colin Kaepernick had every right to do what he did, but guess what? And it's not just freedom of speech. People think that the freedoms that we enjoy in this country, the price should only be paid one time. No, people, there is a residual price that we pay for the freedoms that we have. Just because people died for our freedoms, okay, that was great. We have those freedoms, but guess what? That doesn't mean freedoms are free. There is a residual price to be paid. So if you want to become sort of a quasi martyr, dude, you're gonna have to pay the price, man. Like, that's him and Eric Reed are about to learn a very, very hard lesson, and neither of those guys will ever play in the NFL again.
Well, people gave me so much grief about that when I called them out on that. When I started looking at Nessa Diab's background, I mean, here he is 6 months after they're like an item, and you've got Linda Sarsour. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Linda Sarsour. She's out there wearing a Colin Kaepernick jersey at her talks. She's the Islamic woman who organized the Women's March back, a couple of years ago, or a year ago, February, and very outspoken feminist, but also is notable for also being Muslim. But she's out there with a hijab and a Colin Kaepernick jersey. So you're going to tell me that he just decided to do this on his own? Like, he just said, you know what, I really have this burning desire to know or to wear a T-shirt with Fidel Castro on it. You're going to tell me that this just happened just spontaneously with this guy? He's decided that he wants to be vegan. He's decided that he wants to be, he wants to explore converting to Islam. All of the stuff that happened. Well, what triggered that? What was the catalyst that started this? Him dating this chick. Why? Because he's blue pill and he's beta, and he invests himself emotionally and himself into a woman who sees him as a vehicle for her own social agenda. So when you see him taking a knee and starting this trend amongst the NFL to the point where the NFL is losing money because people don't want to watch the NFL anymore because they don't want to see that. They don't want to see guys, players who are making millions and millions of dollars taking a knee, particularly during the Veterans Day, games and shit like that.
Oh, is he doing it then?
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing it now. But I can remember, and Tex will probably follow this. I don't know if you're a Cowboys fan, but I can remember when Jerry Jones went midfield and took a knee with the entire team of the Cowboys. And I was looking at this and I'm going, this is the power of blue pill beta men. This is the fallout, because all of this shit was instigated, and the catalyst for it was him trying to appease Nessa Diab. And so when people say, "Oh, well, hypergamy is not that big a deal," or you make so much, you make so much out of blue pill, you make so much out of being beta, no. This is the extent. This is the macro side of hypergamy, micro to macro. He wants to appease this woman. Well, some women can take that and use that guy as a vehicle. They use his social proof, they use his fame to put out the message that they want. And I'm just saying, who's using Terry Crews? Who is using him to go, is he just decided to do this on his own? Or is this, something that's been, he wants to speak for all men? You're not speaking for me, brother. You're doing this for some reason. And I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's your wife. Maybe you're trying to appease women or womankind, or maybe you just haven't taken women off of the pedestal just yet. but there's a reason for that. And I will tell you, it all comes back to sexual marketplace. It all comes back to hypergamy. It all comes back to blue pill mindset. I will guarantee you that as big and as buff and as alpha as this guy looks, I will guarantee you that this guy has a blue pill mindset. And it's been something that's characterized his personality for a very long time.
And thanks to everybody too. That was 20 minutes of like talking about football, and I wasn't lost once. And I know fuck all about football.
Well, it's not even football. You know, people want to throw it back on me about the politics. I'm like, don't ignore the politics. I don't care about the politics. Why did it happen?